I wrote down the next thing that happens was back at Luke's where they're picking colors out.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I have back at home written because we take a quick step into back at home, I think just to set up that because nothing happened. Lorelei is going to Luke, so we set up that Lorelei is going to Luke's for figuring out what paint color
Right,
tonight.
right.
And we also established that Lorelei named the bird Stella. And I think that was that was just one scene so that we know Lorelei's going to hang out with Luke and the bird's name is Stella. Then we go to Luke's and they're talking
Right.
about painting colors.
And she's choosing paint colors during business hours while people are dining, while people are eating. She's like reaching all around them, putting paint on the little cubes, little squares of paint swatches on the walls while diners are eating. So unprofessional.
See, but I always chalk this kind of behavior up to it's a small
Small
town.
town, and everybody is under the spell of Taylor, the master. So like nobody's allowed to like utter a negative word about this freaking town. So
So
yeah, so
I'm
they're doing
I'm with
that.
Luke. I'm with Luke. I don't know what color. Like even at the end of the scene, she's going this color. How about this color? And we could do this accent. Okay, I settled on this color. And he goes, I don't know. Do you like it? It sounds good to me because I don't know how to foresee visual things.
But also
So
you can't look at the tiny, you have to paint a 2x2 square to see how that color looks on the wall. You can't tell how it's going to look on the wall from the tiny paint swatch on the strip. I've
yeah.
made this mistake. Like it looks great on the strip. You're like, I love that color. I could never get sick of that color. You do a whole wall and it looks totally different. You really do have to paint the
See, it's a
swatches.
lot of work. And
I like it.
she's like, "Oh, what about stenciling?" He says, "No stenciling." He says, "Does Martha Stewart do it?" She said, Lorelei says, "Yes." Luke says, "Then no, we're not doing it because you can't go too frou frou."
Right.
Is what we learned.
Also, stenciling is a pain in the ass. I'm with Luke on that. Stenciling can eat it. Um, all
And
right.
then Dosey and Kirk come in, and they apparently had a bet if Luke is actually going to
Yes.
paint, and Kirk loses the bet to Taylor.
Yep.
And that's it. It's just constant, like, don't forget it's a small town.
Right. Right. They never let us forget this. I mean, we're not even at the paparazzi and like the entire like they may as well have pitchforks in a minute when they're there. Like, what is up? You can't paint your own. I don't know. Crazy. So are we then back at Babette's
We're back
wait.
at Babette's only long enough for us to notice that Rory has an idea, and then she goes to
And then
Lane's.
she goes to Lane's. So she leaves the kitten alone
Yes.
to go to Lane's. And then this is at the point of the episode you said, don't look down, because for parts of the episode, I'm writing notes furiously. And you say, don't look down, which I know means something crazy is going to happen. And sure enough, Lane's floor is hollow, but it's filled with CDs that she's apparently not allowed to have. So Rory walks in. She's like, do you have that CD? And Lane's like, I don't know, let me see. And then it's funny once, right? She lifts up a secret floorboard and there's a CD collection, but then there's more. There's like multiple sections and they're all divided by genre. Oh my God, we need the Lane spin-off show so badly. So badly. I love this child who is almost 30. I love this almost 30-year-old child